What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mohawk Motors. My name is Jason. So in my little project, my mini series on the red crew cab, the last update video I put out, you guys said that you were curious and would like to know what my financials were on that truck, what I bought it for, what I spent on it, what I wound up selling it for. And fortunately, I kept very detailed and thorough records on that thing, all my receipts and everything else. And I've condensed it down here to simplified version instead of going through every single receipt. And I'm gonna share it with you guys. I don't mind sharing, I'm not embarrassed. I feel like I sold the truck for a fair price, and for the amount of time and effort that I put into it, I made a fair profit. And it allowed me to make videos for all of you, which I enjoy doing. It allowed me to work on a truck and save it from what may have otherwise been certain doom, which I'm happy to do, and just do things I enjoy doing. So without too much more chatter, let's talk about this. So I bought the truck from Copart, and your experience with Copart may vary. I've had good experiences, I've had bad experiences. This time it worked out for me as a good experience. The truck was as represented in the online listing. I was not able to go and inspect the truck myself before purchasing. But if you are going to buy something from Copart and you're able, I really highly recommend go inspect it in person yourself. So I purchased that truck, red 2006 2500 HD crew cab short bed, work model truck, vinyl floors, crank windows, manual locks, no special features. I think the fanciest things that truck had was cruise control and the CD player radio. Everything else was just bare bones, base model stuff. So I wound up paying $2,998 total for the truck. $2,200 of that was my winning bid, and $798 of that was Copart's buyer fee, environmental fee, online bidding, all their fees and stuff. So $2,998 total, had it on my trailer and on the way back home. Now, fortunately for me, I had taken a pretty good look at the online listing, and I had a really good feeling about what I was getting. It's pretty clear that the truck had had some kind of issue that they couldn't figure out, and that's why it had gotten parked and wound up at the auction. So I was fortunately correct in my deductive work there. The major problem was just an electrical issue. The ground wire, one of the major grounds for the engine, was broken. I fixed that and got the truck running, and then I was able to go through, fix a few other chewed wires, other odds and ends, a few aesthetic things, excuse me, but mostly a lot of stuff that was it just happened from sitting. So replaced some brake lines, the hard lines on the rear axle, all new brake pads, all new brake rotors, all new shock absorbers, new motor mounts, did a full fluid service and new filters. What else did I do? New windshield wipers, replaced a few light bulbs, cleaned out some of the stuff that was on, well, I got the truck detailed, and overall, not a terrible amount of work. Total, I had about, I'd say between 50 and 60 hours of my time into the truck, and I spent $719 on parts. And that was, I mean, that's really not bad. Under $1,000 in parts was my goal, which I was able to accomplish. But that's not the only things I had to spend money on, right? So any truck or any vehicle I'm gonna sell, I need to drive it. I want to make sure that I am accurately representing what I am selling, which means I need to put some miles on the thing. So I had to get insurance on it. I use Erie Insurance. I have a really good relationship with my agent. I have a really good relationship with Erie. In my opinion, my insurance is really cheap. And I'm sure that helps also that I've got 6 vehicles on my auto insurance policy, several homeowners insurance policies going, an umbrella, like I've got all the insurance with Erie, so they take care of me. Now I had to buy a year's worth of insurance. the whole year worth of insurance was $450, but I'll get a refund on the remaining time. I only had the truck insured for about 3 weeks. So I estimated about $45 worth of insurance for the 3 weeks I had it on the road. I think that's a high estimate, but I'd rather estimate high than estimate low and accidentally misrepresent this to you guys. I also had to get the tags and title work done. I do not have a dealer license, so any vehicle I sell must be registered in my name beforehand. So tags and title, I spent $486, and that was for a 1-year registration. I don't know if Pennsylvania is going to refund me any of my 1-year registration fee or not, but if or when they do, I'll put it down in the comments just to fully expose, be upfront with you guys on that portion of it. I filled the truck's tank up with fuel once on business, just driving it around, putting miles on it to make sure it was working, and twice driving it for my everyday personal stuff. So I only counted the one that was like business use. My personal use, I feel like I should still pay for the gas. So I spent $62 putting gas in the truck on the business side of things, and $20 in diesel fuel going to pick it up and bring it back. $82 total on fuel. Now, the other thing, and I only just thought of this, so I'm gonna have to add that into my numbers here. I got the truck detailed. Guys, it makes all the difference in the world. If you are selling a vehicle, spend the money and get it detailed first. I'm telling you, like, that truck in dirty, not clean condition, it would have been really difficult for me to get what I got for it. But I had so many people just compliment how nice the truck looked, and a lot of them said they wanted to see it because of how nice it looked, just because I got the truck detailed first. It cost me $150 to have someone come here to my workshop and professionally detail the truck, and it was worth every penny of it because it made it that much easier for me to get what I wanted out of the truck. So if you're gonna sell a vehicle, guys, get it detailed first. It will help you. It's worth every penny. So let me update my numbers here real quick, and then we will continue on. Okay, added in the detail cost, almost forgot about that. So, total spent on the truck, including cost of the truck, the parts, the tags and title, the fuel, the state inspection, the insurance, the detail. I spent $4,538, okay? As I've said in previous videos, like, I love the GMT 800 platform. I eat, sleep, and breathe these trucks. I'm very familiar with the market on them. So it makes it pretty easy for me to approximate what a truck is worth in the open market. So when I bought this truck, I was really thinking it was worth about $10,000 to $11,000, all fixed up, good to go, ready to be sold again. And once I had it all put back together, cleaned up, ready to be sold, I always check the Blue Book value before I put up a listing, and Blue Book value said it was worth $10,600 to $12,400. Which I agree with. In a really sparse market, I think I could have gotten close to that $12,000 for it. In my market, there are a lot of trucks available, and I do think mine was in better condition than a lot of them, but I also wanted to sell it relatively quickly. Guys, it takes a ton of time to sell a vehicle nowadays, not only between responding to the 10,000 messages you'll get, 8,000 of which will be people wasting your time, but also just to show people the truck, let them take it for a drive, answer the questions they have, etc., etc. So I listed the truck for sale for $10,500 on a Sunday. I showed it to 3 people on Monday, 4 people on Tuesday, and I sold it to the 3rd person that came to see it on Wednesday. So I had, however many that is, 10 showings, and the 10th person here actually bought it. I got multiple offers for $9,500 prior to that person that bought it. But it's, like I said, I know the market and I know the truck was worth more than that. And it was just people trying to get a deal. And I get it. I always try to get a deal too. But if you're dealing with somebody who isn't in a hurry or doesn't need to sell something, then I have that luxury of waiting for somebody willing to pay what I want to get out of it. So I wound up making a deal. I sold the truck for $10,000. And the gentleman, he was super happy. He was great to deal with. He was punctual, asked a few questions, checked the truck out, drove it, came back, and like I said, we made a deal for $10,000. So all said and done, I sold the truck for $10,000. Now it did have the truck side mounts and complete wiring harness, as well as a light module for a Fisher snowplow setup. I pulled all that snowplow stuff off of there because it wasn't complete, so I didn't feel it was going to add any value to the truck. But I sold what I had for $250. So gross sales from the truck was actually $10,250. Like I said, my total parts spend was $4,538. Which leaves me with a net profit of $5,712. And like I said, I think I have between 50 and 60 hours of my time into the truck. So I'm happy with that. It works out, it's right around $100 an hour, which I'm happy with that labor rate. And realistically, you don't need to make a great hourly rate if you're doing something you enjoy, which I do. So more than happy with how it all worked out. My knowledge of the market, my knowledge of the vehicle made this, I'll say, a much more profitable venture for me than maybe someone who's not as familiar. So I rarely recommend, if you're going to try to fix and flip a vehicle or multiple vehicles or anything like that, do it with something that you have a good base knowledge of, as well as knowledge of the fair open market for. So that way you can really try to estimate and keep your financials in a cash positive situation. So I think that hits all the real pertinent information on that thing. If I missed something, drop it in the comments, let me know, and I'll try to answer you as quickly as I can. But for that one, that's it. I enjoyed working on the truck. I'm happy with the money I made on it. It seemed like you guys enjoyed seeing the videos of working on it. And yeah, now we'll move on to the next. Got to get the gray truck finished, and we'll get that thing through inspection and driven and listed for sale. So I'll see you guys in that video. Thanks a lot for watching, and until the next time, take care.